Hello, everyone. It is Dr. Allen. As you can see, I'm hunkered down here for the pandemic a little bit. I've got the old cruddy WVU hat on, 2 degrees, by the way. Um, Also, was out hitting golf balls with my son in the yard, staying away from people. But I have made my way to the Zoom video to get you out something for this week. So this week, we are going to be talking about Zoom. This video will only deal with Zoom. But all jokes aside, basically what's going on is obviously I've emailed you all about an assignment where you have to film yourself teaching. That kind of connects some of your other classes. Specifically, I believe 443 had said something where a lot of you were supposed to film something. May or may not happen. I don't know who got stuff done and who didn't. So we kind of thought it might be a good idea for you to record. Also, I'm sure a lot of you already have Zoom accounts because it seems like a lot of professors are starting to incorporate Zoom because of all the stuff that's been going on. And also, I know a lot of schools in the Berkeley and Jefferson County are actually utilizing Zoom to have meetings. I originally had Zoom on the syllabus. I took it off. I put it back on. But I took it off again. I figure, you know what? It's timely. We need to do it. So I'm going to show you a little bit about Zoom if you are not already familiar with it. If you are, just hang in there. And I will probably reference back to your assignment a few times, but don't worry, that's pretty simple stuff. I think you all can handle it. So with all that being said, let's talk about Zoom a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. I'll come back to that discussing here in a minute. But here we go. We are now officially in Zoom. And I want to show you some stuff. So let's go. So you can see there on our PowerPoint or Keynote, I'm sorry, for Mac users, we're going to be talking about Zoom. Let's see how many times I can say that in this. When or if you are going to set up your Zoom account, you need to go to the Zoom homepage. That is zoom.us. Simple as that. And when you get there, you should get a page that looks something like this. After that, you are going to do something very, very simple. You're going to sign up. As you can see, you can sign up. It's free. It's fun. You're going to go there. You're going to put your email address. I would put your Shepherd one. Shepherd actually has a Zoom account. I think right now Zoom has actually put a good thing. They're not having all the requirements for signing up as sometimes they do. Zoom is free, by the way. You get 40 minutes free for whatever video you're doing. So once you sign up, you put your password in, it's going to send you an email, and you do have to confirm that email. So once you confirm it, you are an official Zoom user. And Zoom, again, is not too complicated. Once you get that sign up and everything going, you're going to need to make a video. Now, let me say this with the assignment. The video can be something like what I'm doing right now. I'm not looking for you to, if you want to get up and move around, we'll talk about what you can do for that at the very end. But if you just want to talk over something and recite, I think that's beneficial. You might do a little bit of flipped instruction that way. Plus, it kind of helps you get some pacing with video discussion. Listen, I do it every week, and I'm still working on trying to get better at it. Practice makes perfect. So if you want to do something like that, I'm going to show you. So you're signed up. It's all good. You're going to go to this page, and this is the page you're going to go to. Once you go get your login, you're going to click right where my cursor is. It says host a meeting. When you click on that, you see that little drop down? You're going to have some drop downs come up. You want to click video on. That's going to set up a Zoom meeting automatically with the video on. Now, with all that being said, I want to highlight this page a little bit. As you can see, I'm trying to separate the two. We're going to talk about the video recording here in a second, but I do want to highlight what's on this page right now. And if you look, it's got all my account details, but it also has meetings that I have scheduled, webinars, if you do any. I don't think anyone's going to be doing those right in the future. Any recordings that you're doing, for example, I'm recording this right now to post. It will be in there as soon as I'm done. All your settings, that's where you set up whether you want everyone to be able to share their screens or not, your backgrounds, things like that. You can change. Right now, I'm just doing my office background. I know it's a little bit of a mess, but you can actually change that. You can be in space. You can be on the plains. You can be in Paris. You can be in London. You can be in New York. You can be in Martinsburg. You can be in Shepherdstown. You can put whatever you want. Those are all just your settings. And then, of course, I was talking about it shows where you schedule a meeting. As you can see, these are mine. Those are all, if you watch the video that I sent out earlier on Monday, all my office hours are already set up. You can set up recurring meetings, and I'm doing that for Zoom from 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, see, starting March the 30th, and then going, and I'll keep doing it. I have some other meetings that you have to do. I will say one other thing, and this doesn't have to do with the recording. Forgive me, I'll jump back to that. But if you do set up a meeting for individuals or students in the future, if you're in a classroom and they want to do a Zoom, you do sometimes have to come into here and start the meeting. It just is one of those things, especially if you're the host, and that's on back on that other page. But that's all kind of more advanced Zooming, so to speak. I'm going to jump back here and reset. Once you get your login, you're going to go to host a meeting. You're going to get that drop down. You're going to click video on. Then this is probably going to pop up. Some people have actually emailed me about this screen, and I don't want you to worry too much about it. It just is how Zoom runs off of there, and I'll show you what happens when you download. It's actually not a bad thing. It makes Zoom work a little easier if you're ever going to use it. It just basically puts the app package on there. But with that being said, you do need to click this and run Zoom, and once you do that, this will happen. You will get a screen, forgive that mess over there, but you will get a screen and you will have all these options. And I'm going to just show you. You can chat. I don't have the chat up right now, but if it's a live meeting, you can actually have a chat over there. If you're just recording, you can just hit record. You can also just hit record. You can also hit record if you're doing a meeting. So if anyone misses it, for example, my teacher placements, right now I have 4. We have a meeting that's taking place on Thursday. One person can't make it. I'm going to record the meeting so they have it for all the questions they might have. Also tells you who's in the room right now. It was just me because I'm the only one recording. You can also invite people. It will give you a code. Actually, your meeting code is always there. It will also have it back where you schedule here, right there. But that's your meeting code if you ever want to give it to someone to go chat with you. Always make sure that these do not have red lines through them, because if they have red lines, it means it's not happening. It means your video is not happening or you're muted. You should also always check your mic and your speakers and things like that. But with all that being said, if you click this video on, click the run it, you will get a video, and you just hit record, and you will be recording your very own Zoom. Now, if you decide to use this as your teaching method, or what you want to do for this class, which again, I will break down here in a second. If you want to just talk over a PowerPoint or some sort of lesson, you just hit share screen. You will get that, and you just hit desktop, like I think you probably saw me do at the beginning. There's other things you can do. You can actually do whiteboard. There are actually polls and all in here. I'm not going to get into that because I don't want to throw people off too much, but there are, you're just going to hit desktop 1 and share, and then it just pops right up. And then anything you have on your screen is there. So you can see when I was doing our assignment for last week, I was kind of working on this earlier this morning. That's why I have the same shirt on, in case you're wondering. I do change my shirts. When you're sharing a screen, you will also see this. There is a green outline around it. That's how you know you're sharing your screen. And if you ever need to stop sharing your screen, there's a little thing right at the top of it that says stop share. Like I'm looking at it right now. It doesn't show up when you record. That's why I wanted to take a screenshot of it so you would see. But that's me when I was working on your Twitter template actually this morning, and I just took a screenshot of it so you could see what a shared screen looks like. Once you stop sharing, make sure you hit stop record. Zoom will ask you if you were done. I'm sorry, jump back. Once you hit stop share and you're done talking, you stop recording, and there's an icon on the side. Let me see if I can find it. I'll jump back there. It says end meeting. Once you're done everything, you click end meeting, and it will ask you if you want to record, or it's going to automatically, download your recording. And once it's downloaded, it'll be in your Zoom recordings that I showed you back on that page, and you can find it. You can download it. I don't care how you share it with me. You can actually either send me the just QuickTime video if that's easier, if you want to post it. I have to admit, I think you all noticed it on Sakai. I usually load them up to a YouTube channel that I have. It's not it's not the greatest YouTube channel in the world, but it's at least the place. It seems like a lot of times that seems to work a little better. But as long as you can get me the video of you teaching, that's fine. And I'm going to jump out of this share now to kind of, well, actually, no, I'm not. I want to go shrink that a little bit. I do want to show you one other thing with Zoom. Okay. Once you get Zoom going into Zoom Expert, when it says download, it's going to download the Zoom app for you. And as you can see, I have it right there. This is actually a little easier way to work. I showed you right off of the website, and that is fine for the purposes, again, of our class. I don't think that would be a problem at all. But this is something that if you downloaded this on your phone, which by the way, Zoom works on your phone or iPad or just on your computer, it kind of simplifies everything. And as you can see, you can just join meetings, you can share screen, you can schedule meetings a lot quicker. Actually, if you go, let me see if I can go back. Oops. Well, it's not going to let me do it right now, but because I'm not in there, you can actually update and change your backgrounds a lot easier on this. So this is the app. I'm not going to get into it too much because I think right now just recording off the site is fine. But if you do download it, this is what you're going to get. And a lot of people actually like this a little better. But just to kind of show you, because some people get confused, I was helping a professor at Shepherd with Zoom the other day, and they were having a little problems trying to decipher what the difference was between the Zoom site, which is there with the fingers that are pointing right here, and the app. This is the app, that's the site. Both work fine, just don't get them confused. I would probably, for the purposes of this class, just focus on the site. But if you think you're an expert, go with the app. I'm not going to stop you. Just get it done, right? All right. Now, final thing, the assignment. I will tell you what you need to do, and I will have this posted up on Sakai for this assignment. And I've sent an email out. You need to instruct something that is 3 to 5 minutes. I don't care what it is. Obviously, I would pick something in your content area if you were secondary education. If you were elementary education, I would pick something you like. I just want you to record something and to get used to it. This is not something where if you think I'm not judging too much, if that makes sense. It's recording and lecturing. It's tricky. Like I say, I'm still working on it. I talk with my hands all the time. I'm trying not to do that. But just pick the content. I want to see what you can do. If you want to use Zoom, go for it. Just follow those instructions I just gave. And if you need help, we can set up a Zoom meeting or just run into the open forum next week, the office hours, or just contact me. We can walk it through. If you do not feel comfortable with Zoom or think it would be more beneficial for you to film using your Mac, I know I've filmed with my Mac in QuickTime before. That is fine. If you want to film using an iPad or whatever and just actually instruct somewhere, that's fine. If you want to go down to your basement and do it, if you want to get an Apple TV fired up and talk down and teach to your parents or your brothers and sisters or your significant others, whatever, that's fine. I just want you to teach. You don't have to send me the lesson plan. You don't have to do anything but instruct. 3 to 5 minutes. I just want to see, one, that you can use a camera. One thing I would like to see, I would like it to look steady. Some people sometimes, what was that old movie, Blair Witch Project? Sometimes, I've seen people where it's shaking like that. We went steady because this is a little bit of EdTPA prep, because I'm sure you all know this by now. One part of EdTPA is that you have to film yourself doing some type of instruction. This probably doesn't match up perfectly with it, but it gets you used to the various forms and various things that you can do to instruct with a virtual type thing or a virtual device. Also, I'm sure you've probably heard this with some of your friends, but with teacher candidates, when you go out in the field, we have 5 observations we have to do. One actually has to be virtual now. I will be the very first to admit, probably in a lot of ways, the iPads, the swivel is another tool that we can't use in this class because we're trying to get some, but the schools have them right now in the public schools. They film and they're very steady. That may be something you use more in the field. Zoom is fine for what we need to do. I just want to hear you talk. I want to hear you teach and such. Do not need to go over 5 minutes. If it is 3 minutes on the dot, that is fine. If it is 2 minutes and 58 seconds, I will live. 3 minutes, though, is kind of what you want to shoot for, give or take. I will post the outline of this assignment up this week. Should be up. If you have any questions, make sure you do me one favor. Email me or come into our Zoom meeting. I will send out the reminder and we'll kind of get it going, but it'll be fun. Don't get too worked up about it. It's just practice. That's how I would view this week. It is just strictly practice getting used to use camera. And just to highlight, you can use whatever you want to film it. Zoom is an option. If you decide not to use Zoom, QuickTime, Mac, iPad, any type, if you have access to a swivel, I'll send a little link out if you're interested in that. They cost like $1,500 a device, but a swivel is something where when you go out to student teachers, I know Berkeley County has a lot of them. And actually, I know Jefferson has one because I saw someone use one. They put a mic on you and they have a round speaker system and they put it in the middle of tables. And when you walk around to teach, it actually follows you. So it's very steady and because you have the mic, it's very, very clear. And that's another thing I'm glad I said something about swivel. When you record your lesson, clarity and stability are probably the two things I think that you want to focus on with this more than anything, maybe even more than the content, because I'm sure if you've watched a video where someone puts it on YouTube and it does look like that, it's a little distracting and you want to avoid that, especially when you get to your TPA type stuff. That's it. Thank you for letting me kind of dress in the bumwear a little bit. I've been trying to get these done and I really did change my shirt when you saw it in the other one. But if you noticed, I accidentally had it tucked in. I think I had one outside and it blew in. So that's a little Easter egg there for you if you're into that for DVDs and Blu-rays. Hope you are staying healthy. I will talk to you later and have fun filming. I'm still going to be here for a minute because I got to stop sharing. Now, I will say, have fun filming. Talk to you later.